walls. The passageway sloped downwards, and Harry was reminded of Gringotts. With an unpleasant jolt of the heart, he remembered the dragons said to be guarding the vaults of the Wizard Bank. If they met a dragon, a fully grown dragon, Norbert had been bad enough. "Can you hear something?" Ron whispered. Harry listened. A soft rustling and clinking seemed to be coming from up ahead. "Do you think it's a ghost?" "I don't know. Sounds like wings to me." "There's a light ahead. I can see something moving." They reached the end of the passageway and saw before them a brilliantly lit chamber, its ceilings arching high above them. It was full of small, jewel-bright birds fluttering and tumbling all around the room. On the opposite side of the chamber was a heavy wooden door. "Do you think they'll attack us if we cross the room?" said Ron. "Probably," said Harry. "They don't look very vicious, but I suppose if they all swoop down at once. Well, there's nothing for it. I'll run." He took a deep breath, covered his face with his arms, and sprinted across the room. He expected to feel sharp beaks and claws tearing at him any second, but nothing happened. He reached the door untouched. He pulled the handle, but it was locked. The other two followed him. They tugged and heaved at the door, but it wouldn't budge, not even when Hermione tried her Alohomora charm. "Now what?" said Ron. "These birds. They can't be here just for decoration," said Hermione. They watched the birds soaring overhead, glittering. "Glittering? They're not birds," said Harry suddenly. "They're keys. Winged keys. Look carefully." So that must mean he looked around the chamber while the other two squinted up at the flock of keys. "Yes, look, broomsticks. We've got to catch the key to the door." "But there are hundreds of them." Ron examined the lock on the door. "We're looking for a big old-fashioned one, probably silver like the handle." They seized a broomstick each, kicked off into the air, soaring into the midst of a cloud of keys. They grabbed and snatched at as the bewitched keys darted and dived so quickly it was almost impossible to catch one. Not for nothing, though, was Harry the youngest seeker in the century. He had a knack for spotting things other people didn't. After a minute's weaving about through the whirl of rainbow feathers, he noticed a large silver key that had a bent wing, as if it had already been caught and stuffed roughly into a keyhole. "That one," he called to the others. "That big one there. No, there, with the bright blue wings. The feathers are all crumpled on one side." Ron went speeding in the direction that Harry was pointing, crashed into the ceiling and nearly fell off his broom. "We've got to close in on it," Harry said, not taking his eyes off the keys with the damaged wing. "Ron, you come at it from above. Hermione, stay below and stop it going down, and I'll try and catch it. Right now!" Ron dived. Hermione rocketed upwards, and the key dodged them both, and Harry streaked after it. It sped towards the wall. Harry leant forward, and with a nasty crunching noise, pinned it against the stone with one hand. Ron and Hermione's cheers echoed around the high chamber. They landed quickly and ran to the door, the key struggling in his hand. He rammed it into the lock and turned. It worked. The moment the lock had clicked open, the key took flight again, looking very battered now, but it had been caught twice. "Ready?" Harry asked the other two, his hand on the door handle. They nodded. He pulled the door open. And that's where I leave the chapter for today. Okay, so I will check in with you all again tomorrow to read the rest of the chapter. I hope you are staying safe and you're well and you're staying inside and you're not going out to the parks and things too much. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.